What's up, YouTube? This is Ofo, and I am finally posting a Wi-Fi battle. But not only that, I'm actually posting an Uber Wi-Fi battle I had against someone by the name of Sun Soul, and it actually turned out to be a really good game. I really like Uber, but I think this might be only the second Uber game I've ever posted because I only have one team, which is the one you see on my side, and I kind of like the team. It has Kabutops on it, which is a little bit unorthodox, I think. But it actually works really well on Uber. But I guess just getting right into the match, I decided to lose my Ferrothorn because I see he has a Sun team and that he might lead with Groudon to get up the Sun. And in that case, I could, set up my Stealth Rocks and or, try to do a bunch of damage with a Stab Power Whip. But instead, he leads his Mewtwo. So, seeing that, I decided to switch out, hoping that my Lugia can take the predicted Aura Sphere. Unfortunately, he does go for Fire Blast, and I probably could have seen that coming because obviously it's a Sun team, so he's going to have Fire Blast. He does get the burn, which kind of sucks, but I do have Lumberry. But it still kind of sucks because, if I try to get put to sleep or try to get Toxic, I will no longer have that Lumberry, so that kind of sucks. But he switches out, and I go for a Calm Mind here because Lugia beats almost every single form of Mewtwo, at least this one because it's Calm Mind roof set, except Sub Calm Mind, and those it can deal with, but it's not gonna be easy. So he brings his Groudon. I decided to stay in, hit him with really powerful +1 Ice Beam, and I think he does end up missing a Stone Edge, but I think I could have taken that because it is non-stab and I have max HP, so I might have been able to take that. I'm not sure. But this following turn, I do go for Roost, knowing that he will probably switch, and if he doesn't, I can take that Stone Edge, neutrally instead of super effectively. So, he goes into his Ho-Oh, and I'm thinking right here that after, max HP, really good special defense, and, +2 special defense, I could take a Sacred Fire, in the Sun with, really well, survive with more than half health, but I don't, which really sucks, so I just go for Psyshock, because I really don't want anything else taking that, and I want to get a really good hit off on this Ho-Oh, because Ho-Oh is a pretty big threat. But he does reveal that he is Life Orb, which is why I did that much. He's, evidently a more offensive one. If that was like the more common, physically bulky, or the Wall type, then I could have, that would have worked. But he's offensive, so that kind of sucks. But I do go into my Darkrai and just finish him off with the Dark Pulse because he is at such low HP. So that's really nice. Now he does go into his Mewtwo, and bringing it in, I'm assuming that he's timid, or he's trying to bluff the timid, but either way, I do want to switch. I'm not going to count on that, and I know my Darkrai will be useful because I have not put anything to sleep yet. So I'll go in my my Mewtwo, hoping that he's going to go for Aura Sphere. Unfortunately, it does make the good move again, and goes for Fire Blast, so I actually thought this might take me out, but it doesn't, so that's really nice. I do go for Shadow Ball because I am Scarfed and I do outspeed, but unfortunately, as you'll see in a second, it's not going to take him out. Mewtwo does have really high special attack, but he doesn't really have bad special defense either, and that is non-stab, so it's not going to take out Mewtwo. So I suppose the shiny Mewtwo beats out. Actually, no, it's a double down because he dies to Life Orb, so I guess it was a tie between shiny and not shiny Mewtwo. He brings in his Fortress on the double down, while I bring in my Darkrai, because I know I can outspeed anything on his team now, assuming he has no Scuffed Pokemon, and put something to sleep. So seeing Fortress, I don't really want to do anything. I don't want to put that guy to sleep, because there's, stuff I'd rather put to sleep. So, I do go into my, Guard Shot, because I do have Fire Fang and Earthquake, both can deal with Fortress pretty well. He brings in his Groudon, though. I don't know why. I guess he was predicting something, but, that's just kind of a free kill for me. I take out his Groudon. Now he goes back in his Fortress. I know he is sturdy, so there's no real point in me going for Fire Fang. But actually, at least I didn't think there was, but now I see Reflect, which I don't see on Fortress very often, but that's actually like the worst that I could want right now, because I have a very offensive team, and I'm going to need all the attacking power I can muster to win this game. But because I didn't go for Fire Fang the first turn, he is able to survive that and get up a Light Screen. So what I thought was, a decent move, not going for Fire Fang the first turn, wanting to entice him to stay in, turned out to kind of screw me over, and especially because the next turn I set up a Swords Dance, wanting to stall out his Light Screen turns as he set up Stealth Rocks, and at the time, I didn't think that was important, but, just a little bit after, I realized that I do have a Focus Sash Kabutops, so now that's going to be broken, so that's not good at all. Now he goes into his Palkia, I am naturally faster, so I wanted to stay in, take him out with a, +2 earthquake, outrage. Unfortunately, he reveals he is scuffed, so, my Garchomp is gonna die, and, well, that kinda sucks. So, fortunately now, I do know that he is at -2, and I do have Ferrothorn to resist that. But I'm not going to stay in here. I'm going to double switch, predicting his Reshiram to come in, because I know if he gets a free switch into his Reshiram, I'm pretty much screwed, or at the very least, I'm going to have to sacrifice a Pokemon. So, predicting that, I do go into my Darkrai, which can outspeed, assuming he doesn't have 2 Scarfers, and can put it to sleep. And here he does make a slightly bad move. He should have switched out into his Palkia as sleep fodder, because if he had, then, well, this Reshiram can pretty much sweep my team. So I do go for Dark Pulse with my Darkrai, thinking it'll do a decent amount. Unfortunately, I see it do nothing, and that's when I, recall that he does have Light Screen up, so that's not good at all. But knowing that and seeing Reflector off, I know Light Screen's going to wear off next turn, so I do go for Nasty Plot and just hope he doesn't wake up, because if he does, that's going to be good games. He's going to take out my Reshiram, he's going to take out my Fortress, my Ferrothorn, and he will take out my Kabutops because my Sash is broken. Assuming he's not Specs, because I do Quad Resist Fire. But he could have switched out, so yeah, I would have lost. But fortunately, he stays asleep, and I do take him out with a +2 Dark Pulse, and he, obviously, the Light Screen wore off. So now he goes into his last Pokemon, which is Palkia, and I still have Darkrai, Ferrothorn, and a Kabutops, so I'm looking just purely numbers-wise, I have the advantage. So here he does go for Spatial Rend, which, because he is Scarfed, and that will take me out, but because he locked himself into a Dragon-type move, I can go into my Ferrothorn and resist that, and I have max HP. But, Ferrothorn has really nice natural spec D, too, so really it could be a Special Wall as well. But, so he does go for another Spatial Rend, confirming he is Scarfed, obviously is, because he outsped stuff that he shouldn't, and I go for a Power Whip just to gauge how much it's going to do, and because Ferrothorn also has really nice natural attack, that does a really good chunk. But here I realize that if I can get up a Leech Seed, I will be more likely to win this, because Power Whip could miss, and I will be able to get, health back, and, take it from him as well. Unfortunately, my first Leech Seed misses, and that makes this a little bit too close for comfort. So he does go for another Spatial Rend, and that hits me in the area where even after leftovers, I will not be able to survive one if this Leech Seed misses. Fortunately, it doesn't. So because the Leech Seed did end up hitting, I am going to be able to take one more Spatial Rend with, Leech Seed and leftover recovery. So now it just comes down to whether or not a Power Whip will take out this Palkia. So he does go for a Spatial Rend, and that does not take me out. His side is 64. So I actually probably didn't even need that Leech Seed damage. But I do go for Power Whip here. He lives with a Sliver, but fortunately, because I did get Leech Seed up, he will die to Leech Seed recovery. To Leech Seed damage, and that is actually going to be a good game. But it was a 2-0, but if he had won that battle, if he had gotten a crit, or if I had missed a Power Whip, or, more than one Leech Seed, I would have lost that game, because like I said, my Kabutops Sash would have been broken. He could have won because he's Scuffed, and obviously a Kabutops cannot take a Spatial Rend from a Palkia. So, but regardless, I thought that was a really fun game. I was actually, shaking at the end, in that Palkia v Ferrothorn. And I actually noticed that the only 2 Pokemon that survived in my team were the 2 non-Ubers, which was Kabutops and Ferrothorn, which I just thought was kind of funny. But, regardless, I thought it was a really good game. And also, feel free to comment whether or not you prefer Wi-Fi battles or, commentaries on Pokemon Online, whether it be, after the fact or... For me, Pokemon Online is easier because I can obviously find matches easy, and there's no waiting for the other player to make a move, really. But also Wi-Fi battles have their advantages as well. It kind of looks better, and it's kind of almost a different game. It's really fun on Wi-Fi battling as well. It's just kind of hard to get games. So, feel free to drop in your 2 cents, and, well, if you enjoyed, leave a like, please, and we'll see you guys next time. See ya.